All right, all right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah. Coming this morning with a message. And the message is really covering the fact that mm, 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 the light must accept the plan. Those that are walking in the light and is of the light, that is born of the Spirit, that is the servant of the Most High Yah, the elect that it has been elected under the body of Hamashiach, which is in the body of Christ, there is a plan that one must accept. And this plan is pretty deep because you have to accept it on both sides, in the flesh as well as the spirit. Because if you don't accept it on both sides, then you're spraddling. You're going both sides. You're in the world and you're portraying to walk in the spirit. But what is actually taking place is accepting the plan really also allow you to see the cover that the Father have over you as a form of protection. Mm, 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 mm. Accepting the plan is a form of a cover in which the Creator has over you. But He want you to accept it in the area that would fight against it. And that is our flesh. Our flesh would fight against the plan of the Father at a blink of an eye. hmm hmm But the Most High want us to understand, accept the plan. And that means that if I am greater in you than he that is in the world, the plan is in me, so the plan is in thee. But the problem is accepting the plan on the other side, Deborah. And that is my flesh. And I know exactly what he's talking about. I know exactly what he means. It's because being not a dead prophet, but a living one that has been given the opportunity to be in the world, but not of it, one that has been given the opportunity to serve as a servant to the Most High Yah, not to the world, but to the Most High Yah. I can really feel this thing, and it's all about him wanting me to just fully accept it, even down to the point where he was telling me this morning, and this is what got me. I'm like, but I know that. But no, you don't know it. But Father, I thought I knew it. But see, what is happening is there's things that he's teaching his. And we need to accept it on both sides. Not feel that, oh, it's only in the spirit realm. No, 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 back that thing up. Because everything was always first and foremost spiritual. But the way he orchestrated it in the spirit realm, he landed that bad boy in the earthly realm. And that's the part he wants those that are in the spirit realm to accept and to embrace. Because we tend to think that this thing is only spirit realm and this is the only way you can see it is in the spirit realm. But he's saying to me, Deborah, it's spoken by the mighty mouth as his word in the spirit to bring forth it on the earth. When you are teaching it with the full acceptance on both sides. Not so much as you trying to get people into the spirit realm. Bring that bad boy to where they at. You know, like me with 6 children, I think about how having 6 children really means you got 6 personalities. And each personality, you got to come down to that level. And like I'm going to tell y'all, ooh-wee, without the spirit of the Most High, y'all, how can a mother of the flesh come down to the level of 6 personalities in the spirit? And just imagine you talking to a woman that was married longer than 30 years. Yeah. Having to come down to that level where the children personalities are located. And then you got a husband personality that you had to come down to. So I'm like in a situation that I'm like flesh want to cry and boo-hoo, but Father said, just accept the plan. Accept the plan, Deborah. And what he's trying to say, you can't move the plan, baby. You can't change the plan. The plan going forward for us. As it was in the kingdom, so shall it be on the earth. Accept the plan. And I'm like, but Father, I thought I was. No. You need to accept that wrong right now in this day is right and right is wrong. Accept that, baby. That's what's on the earth today. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of times I tell y'all, I salute the will of the Father. Whatever he say, I'm for it. But he's here schooling me this morning. Accept the plan, babe. And he's telling me, 100 times 1 trillion right, which he is always. I know things are going on. I knew it was going to go on before the foundation of the world. And I know you see what you see. I know you feel what you feel. And you know what you know. But understand, accept the plan. Not 10%, not 20%, not 50%, not 70, not even 75%, Deborah. The 4 meal deal. Accept the plan. And then he began to tell me about how I taught you what took place before the foundation of the world. He knew he nailed it then. He knew I had to stand down then. Because then it made me feel guilty. Why did it make you feel? It made me feel guilty that out of I say 1 billion, 2 or 3 billion people, if that's me, yeah, that's okay to say, Deborah. You trying to prove the point. Out of 2 and 3 billion people, I'm one that knows what took place before the foundation of the world. Where 1 billion, 2 or 3 billion don't know what you know. Why? Because he taught me that as a young girl that something took place before the foundation of the world. Here it is, Deborah, the year 2026, as the world knows it. But I taught you this, what took place. The world don't know that. The world don't teach that. The world don't speak that. The world don't preach that. Because I'm not in them. I'm in you. And I've taught you that. So me teaching you what took place before the foundation of the world, and today, you got to accept that thing, baby. Because what took place before the foundation of the world was, and it is, and it shall be. Before anything you see today, you saw yesterday, and you see tomorrow, guess what? Heaven's already been there, done that. That's the plan he's talking about. Accept it. And when he went to telling me, right is wrong, baby. Wrong is right. You know that, Deborah. You was taught what took place before the foundation of the world. And when he said that, I had to buckle up and buckle down. Because anytime the Father has to tell his servant that you know what took place before the foundation of the world, oh, that's it. That's it. You got to buckle up and buckle down, because that there knocks everything out of the ballpark. I don't care what's going on this earth. That alone knocks everything out of the ballpark. Because what we see in today is not nothing new. It's new to us. And the Father, when we say this right now, he said, tell them, Deborah, that it's not something new under the sun. So what he's saying is just a repeated cycle. You mean what's going on down here on the earth is just a repeated cycle, Father? Tell them, Deborah. Today is a product of yesterday that was hidden. Today is a product of yesterday that was hidden. Today is a product of yesterday that was hidden. Today is in the light. Darkness don't give a rat's behind that it is. All that darkness that was yesterday, you're starting to see the light of it today. And when we seeing it, we calling it today so bad. Oh, they doing this now. They didn't used to do that then. Oh, today they doing this and they doing that. The Father want me to let you know you're alive from what you call deeper than the pit of hell. He said today is a product of yesterday that was hidden. What made it hidden? Because you had men of yesterday that even hid Genesis, his full creation. They hid the beginning. So what makes you think they ain't gonna hide the end? That's why light has sprung up. And the light is just coming to reveal the darkness that was hidden all this time. But guess what? You did not know. You all have no idea. The light is not just coming to reveal the darkness of yesterday and pulling it up so you can see it today, but the light has sprung up in darkness to tear down, to destroy darkness itself. But before light can destroy the darkness, he had to bring light out of darkness so your eyes can see the power of who his light is in the midst of your darkness. So all this stuff you're seeing that's going on, Deborah, baby, come on, accept the plan. You know I got the hand. They don't know nothing about my hand because they think they got the plan. So it's okay, because the more and more I live each day, I ask the Father, how can I take it? I know greater is you that is in me than he that is in the world. That ain't no problem with that, baby. He's a wonderful, excellent, perfect, righteous, just, great, awesome teacher. Can't nobody on the face of the earth nor the heavens can teach like the Ruach HaKodesh, which the world calls the Holy Spirit. Nobody. He's the best of the best and the only one. But what he's saying is, don't buckle up on me in the flesh, because you know I got you in the spirit. And you know if I got you in the spirit, I got you in the flesh. But I want you to recognize, don't buckle up. Because these things need be. You know, heavens knew about it before I even created any of it. I knew it. So know that that's the plan I'm talking about. Accept the plan from the kingdom, baby. He had to school me on the fact that he told me he taught me throughout my young age what took place before the foundation of the world. I heard a woman that called herself an apostle sit and say yesterday, and stuff like this is what really does it. Is to see people take on administrative position in the flesh and proclaim they represent the Most High God, but the words and what they're saying out their mouths have does not represent the Most High God. It does not represent the Most High God. Only one can tell you, somebody like me that can pull up a total student of the Ruach HaKodesh with the word called the Holy Spirit. I'm taught from the wilderness level, and if you only knew the wilderness, you would know why no man, and no woman would even desire to step into the wilderness in which the Father teaches me. They probably couldn't come in no way because the college, the university that he teach me in the wilderness, that's the university, honey. And I don't think none of y'all signed up to it. I don't think he would let you sign up no way. You see? But the problem he wants me to understand is, and this is what this apostle, she called herself an apostle. I said, woman, do you know what an apostle is? Do you got your tail traveling all over the world, bringing up places that represent the number one, Yah himself? You ain't doing nothing but on this platform running your mouth. Click. But see, the problem what she said one thing, and I already knew. I said, what will make her think she's an apostle? First thing I wanted to do is hear her mouth. See, they didn't know that truth gonna come out. And this sister here, if the wind take it this way and I hear it, I already know who you are. And I can easily call you out. That easy, that simple. She said that what I know it, Father. I know I'm getting off the topic. He don't want me to get off the topic. To accept. Let me say, okay. She was saying something about, come on now, Deborah. I want you to get back on topic. The topic still remains accepting the plan. I'm going to get back. I'm going to squeeze in her once I continue to talk. Right now, he wants me to get back on topic. And that is accepting the plan. And that's a plan that he has created before the foundation of the world. That's what he's talking about. So even though I'm sitting on here, and I call it a devil platform, okay? Because it breeds more devils than anything. I know what platform I'm on. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm on a place of holiness and I'm on a place where everybody righteous and just. No. This is what you call a purity devil platform, except one thing. The Father rules it all, no matter who platform. And no matter what, he always got his ram in the bush. So we can't really fight up against that at all. No matter who we think we are. No matter where there is darkness, the Father's going to have his light. You see? So what? Darkness is 99.9. That 1% is going to be the light. And guess what? That light was before that darkness is. Woo! You didn't get it, did you? That light, that 1% pin needle of light was before that darkness exists. I know you thought that it's everybody always wrapping the darkness in the beginning, baby. Y'all got it bent up and you got it bent down. First and foremost, let me tell y'all one thing y'all do not know, and I'm finna bust. I'm crack the egg wide open. You get all these people who think they know something, they don't know nothing. They always capture the darkness in the beginning. They think about how the darkness and how he glided in the midst of the water. You know, he could actually see his spirit. But what they so ignorant about, they don't understand. No light can be present when my Father is present. Yeah, right. This is the ignorant of the so-called learned and know-it-all. They so ignorant, they don't respect the power of who he is. What they saw when they saw the mist was a one-time earth at one time, a life form at one time that was destroyed. Okay? And it was destroyed, and he took that light even during that time away, and everything pitch dark. Y'all messed up from the floor because you don't know who ruled light. You don't know who ruled darkness because you never was taught what took place before the foundation of the world. He that rules both. He tells you, I'm the potter of the clay. I can cause one, and I do, to honor me, and another one to dishonor me. Who is going to tell me what to do with what is mine? One thing you all did not understand. No light can be present when the only light is present. That's how ignorant people are. He is the light. And if he has to show up and show out, Sun got to come down. Moon got to come down. Stars got to come down. Your daytime, everything got to come down. Why? It got to bow down to the number one light that exists, that rule even them. They got sense enough to bow down to the ultimate light, the powerful light, the only light. They got sense enough to know to run and get out the way. Revelation chapter 20, was it 20 or 21? I think it was 20. And he talked about how the earth and the heavens saw the one sitting on the throne and took off running. You better run. You better run as fast as you think you can run. You better run, because all they did was saw he that sat on that throne. When they took a look at him, they took off running. Who did? The earth and the heavens. Y'all, just because you all don't have no respect for he that created all things, that's on you. You don't have none, you ain't gonna gain none. That's why the world ain't respecting you now. Because you don't have no respect for the one that everything, even the world, need to bow down to. See, people don't know nothing about that. Because they think, oh, I got to respect my pastor, my bishop, my elders, my this, my that, my man, my husband. Okay, respect them to the utmost. You ain't got nothing. Until you learn, until the respect is given to he that's greater than respect itself. When I pray, you know what I tell him? And this is during the midnight hour when I wake up at 3 and 4 in the morning. Wait a minute. Father, they say it's a word called need. I'm waking up. They say it's a word called need. Father, I need you beyond the definition of man-made need. I tell him that. Because the need that y'all would have in a book, let me tell you something. The way I need the Father is greater than that need that you understand that need is. I need him beyond the need of the flesh. Oh, no, baby. I take him all the way there. Don't wake me up in the midnight hour and have to say something to the Father. I'm making 100 times, 100 trillion times sense. Ain't none of the world gonna get any glory out of nothing, and nobody, not even myself. Because I already know I need it. That's right. Pull up, pull up. Now the light gonna show bright. Oh yeah, pull up. You can pull up, because the truth is that I need the Father greater than the need that you understand what need is. Because you don't have the sense to understand what need is. Because you think need is the needs of the things of materialistic. The things that, okay, you think you can get. Whether you steal it, you take it, or you work for it, or you're entitled to it. That need don't mean nothing. Because if you don't need the creator, the one that created it all, you messed up from the total flow up. You see? So when I'm at nighttime, like this morning, I noticed I woke up, I think it was like 4 or something, and I began to tell him again. And you know, you would think I would get burnt out on saying that. No, I don't. I want him to know. I don't care about this nasty flesh laying here. I need you beyond this flesh. I don't need this flesh like I need you. Nowhere. I need you, Father, beyond this nasty, stinky flesh. The need that I have for the Father is greater than the need of anything that has to do with my flesh. So his ideal of telling me this morning is accept the plan. And I needed it. I needed to hear that. I wasn't looking forward to hearing it, but I needed it, Father. Y'all, thank you so much. Oh, I needed it. Because I'm getting bent. Y'all, I'm going to admit to it. I'm getting bent all over the place because I'm trying to make sense in all this stuff. And the problem is you can't make sense of it, Deborah. Deborah, this is not your plan. You can't make sense of the plan that I plan in the kingdom. There's no sense in it. Especially for anybody on the earth that may have sense to what I've done in the kingdom. Yeah, I taught you what took place before the foundation of the world, but you ain't going to get no sense out of it. Because it ain't coming to get no sense out of no flesh on this earth. Pull up with me in the spirit and I give you what you need. And I can meet you right where you're at. You see? And that's what I was saying about having all these children, being able to be blessed by the ruach that was in me, to know how to go all the way down. And I mean, you have to go all the way down, because you're dealing with 6 children, and then you got a husband on making this 7. And what do you think that say to your spirit? What do that say to you, your personality? No one would ever even think of that. What would it say to your personality if you got to come down to these 6 kids and this husband personality? Well, hey Deborah, where is yours? In ya. Mine's got lost in the Father. Mine's got lost in the Father, who's holding my personality, while I raised 6 other personalities, 7 personalities. What do you mean? I had to come down to their level. You see what I'm saying? You can't deal with each child at the same level. You can't. I know it. The word taught you that. When you get one, you got to get the other. No, you don't. You meet them where they at. But if the Creator didn't give you the ability to meet them where they at, based on where he met you and where you were at when he came in you, then you don't know how to meet those kids where they at. So the thing about it, because he was so greater in me than he that is in this world, and anything greater than my mother, my father, my grandparents, he was greater in me. He taught me at a little girl on up how great he was. And in the midst of that, he taught me how to deal with each one of these personalities. Even to the point today, I don't say much about it. I'm going to stop that right here. I know where they're going. Oh, yeah. I know that already. See, this is what people don't understand when I say that endure, long suffer. You see, you in the flesh, but you're doing the serving of the Father. So he teaching you each child. No, you don't meet this child where this one is at. You don't. You meet them where they at. If one is lower, you meet them where they at. Go down there where he at. Meet them there. If one is higher, and who's to say what the high and the low is, but wherever they at, meet them where they at. You see? You don't go down to where they want to be. You just meet them where they at. And then you bring them where they need to be. See? That you thought you had it, didn't you? You didn't have it. You didn't have it. A lot of people running around here today thinking since they send their kids to college and they done gave their kids this and did this and did this and did this. Oh, look, baby, this sister here you looking at, done that, been there, and hello. That's why I can break down Proverbs 31. Ain't a female woman. You know why? You failed to realize in beginning, in the book of Genesis chapter 1, when he said he gave them his image. Wait a minute. You're going to give them your image. Your image is a spirit. But you gave one to be female and one to be male. Deborah, I am that I am. Who's to tell me who I am? When I created them, but they out here telling people who I am. They ain't letting me tell them through them. They telling them through themselves. I am who I say I am. If I said I gave them the image, if I created a female, had to be a female. The image also had to be a male, But I gave them what I wanted them to have because I am that I am. That means that he is both feminine and masculine. He shared it with the whole world, and the whole world denied him. And they make him only masculine. No. He couldn't have been masculine when he made feminine out of his image. See, they just degrade themselves. Well, Sister Deborah, I'm not like y'all. And I don't want to be like you. I'm going to do exactly what the Spirit spoke to me in the water this morning. Accept the plan. Then I can actually say, I could have said, well, Father, y'all, what plan? What plan you talking about? Guess what it took? When he said to me, Deborah, accept the plan, guess where I went? All the way back to a little girl. I had no other choice. That's when the plan was given to me. When was it given to you? Tell me. Talk to yourself. You see, the plan was given to me way back as a little girl. So I knew exactly what he was talking about. But all the key word, the plan, then there it go. The plan was what took place before the foundation of the world. And then he tells me, when you know already, you know the plan. And the first word was what? Accept it. He's just informing me that you are a prophetess in the wilderness. You're not a dead one, you're a living one. That means a lot. You're in that day in which the other prophets that's dead spoke of. So you're now living in the time period in which they told was the worstest time period to come. They warned you, Deborah. Now here you are in it. Even Yeshua, which the world called Jesus, also spoke of the plan in that day. What's the problem with people not understanding tribulation, perilous times, all these things that's going on that was already prophesied to them, but yet they in dumb city. It's dumb city in them. So dumb city is not only on the outside, dumb city is in you too, because you're still in dumb city, whether you're on the outside or you're going on the inside. That's bad business. That means your spirit is in dumb city and your flesh is in dumb city. When you dumbed on out, you might as well head right now today to the broad gate and say, hey, that's the way. Because here we are in a time, and I'm sitting here watching this stuff, and in my sight of the spirit is override my sight in the flesh. That's the thing. And he wants me to don't get bit up and down in that flesh, because you know that spirit got you. Accept it. You know what it is. You've been taught all these years. And then you come up and you pull up today, really not questioning, but troubled by it. Oh, yes, you get troubled by it in your flesh. Ooh, yes, because if he's showing you it in the spirit, you're seeing it for what it is. While they playing with the people in their flesh and the people playing with them in their flesh. Because everybody want that darkness more than they want anything in life. Do y'all know that? In living itself, people want darkness. But guess who have to live with that? Guess who have to be here living to see people embracing darkness like that's the best thing that ever happened to them in their living? Me. I have to sit here and see it. Do you? I would never buckle up against the Father where he has me, because I know where I'm at. Even what I'm doing is a purpose in it. You see? And it's not your purpose. It's not my purpose. It's the purpose of he that purpose everything. All right? That's the plan. I know y'all didn't know that, but that's the plan that many have no idea of. That is the plan that he's telling me to accept. And he has every right to come to me in that way, full force. I'm not playing. Accept the plan, Deborah. And when he said, you know the plan. Woo! That just done it. It made me realize you've been dealing with me since I was 4, just to bring what you just said to me, to support me, to still run on. I can't run on like many of you all in the darkness, trying to get a pen needle of light. I got to run on in the light, even if everything around me is making me dark. It's okay. Make me dark. Make me as dark as you can get me. If there's a blue dart, go for it. If there's a blue purple dart, go for it. Make me as dark as you want to make me. Because one thing you don't understand, that light that's greater in me will shine and break every darkness on the outside of me that you try to put on me. You see? So I say unto you, if the Ruach is in you, then the plan is within you. Stop making it your plan, the way you see it in the flesh. the way you embrace it and accept it in the flesh. Now, the difference between me and him approaching me and he saying accept it, it's meaning, Deborah, I know you're seeing what you see because I'm allowing you to see it. But understand, baby, it's not allowing you to see it to change it. It's not allowing you to teach it, preach it, and be on here speaking spirit and truth in the light to make sure you see a difference. It's to show you you ain't gonna see no difference. You mean I ain't gonna see no difference? Oh, you mean what? Yeah, Deborah, that's the whole idea of accepting the plan. Let the plan fulfill itself. No matter what you see on the outside in that flesh realm, no matter what you see in the world, let the plan show you that it's all going to be fulfilled. Accept it. You know it. If it already been shown to you as a young girl what took place before the foundation of the world, what makes you think today it's going to change what took place in the kingdom before the earth even exists? It's not. Accept the plan, baby. And all the Father is saying is, Deborah, everything you see, you see. Everything you hear, you hear it. Everything you understand, you are actually understanding in the fullness of who I am. But baby, accept it where you see it, where you hear it, how you behold it, how you see them acting, how you see the things going on, and how you see them standing dead still like cement, and their feet is in the cement, standing in darkness and laughing as if they happy. Accept it, baby. Accept it. Because the plan is what you see is still the plan. Ain't nothing going on in this earth that's not part of Yah's plan. You see? What makes you think that he's going to orchestrate everything from the beginning and the end and then turn up and pull up, hey, I'm the beginning and the end. Who dare call the creator the beginning and the end? Who dare call him that? But then don't give him the power over the beginning and the end. You see how sick people are? They want to call him, oh, he Alpha and Omega, he the beginning, he the end. Back that thing up and land that bad boy down. If he's the beginning of the end, he had to have created the beginning and has also created the end his way. That's why you call it his will. For his name's sake. For his purpose. We run around here thinking everything is built up on high on us. Because that's where we want to claim it and we want to name it. We want to title it. We want to say it. We want to preach it. We want to teach it. As if it's supposed to rest on us. Sit down. Sit down. And when Sister Deborah say sit down, let me tell you, you know what that means? That's an order to sit y'all tails down. And stop claiming things in the flesh. Stop trying to rule over the things in the flesh. Pull your tail up. If you are of the spirit, pull your tail up in that spirit realm. And rest right there. Because ain't nothing on this earth worth trying to make the crooked straight. You can't make the crooked straight. Do you know you can't even make the straight crooked? So what makes you think that you can orchestrate the way that you feel you are and who you are? You can't. That's a part of accepting the plan, Deborah. Is that you know that what you're actually seeing is what you're seeing. What you actually beholding is, I don't care if it's your mama. I don't care if it's your sisters, your brothers, your children, your grandbaby. It is what it is. Not that it ain't, but it is what it is. Not that it ain't, Deborah, but it is what it is. Accept it. And to even understand the plan is so powerful, y'all. Understanding the plan, it'll throw you all the way back, because it'll let you know that, see why I'm over here understanding the Father's plan, his will, for his name's sake, for his purpose, for his glory. The world is over here making it about them. And it's, to me, I'm sitting here as a servant of the Most High God. I said, but Father, they not matching. They ain't even on one accord. They not even nowhere near each other. They not even on any unity. They not working in the oneness. They, wait a minute. And then you're going like this here. And he just said, when you finish turning your head, make sure you turn it, that bad boy, to the right. Why? Because greater is he that is in me than he that's in anything on the left. So he wants me to understand. That's the plan, baby. Everything you see. There are many of prophets and men of renown back in the days with desire to be where you at, Deborah. I said, Father, you know what? They might have wanted to be here, but I would have probably wanted to be where they were. Because one thing they don't understand that you have put in me, this day that I'm speaking of, because I'm living in it, it's like no other day. Let me pull that up. So when I get here to Matthew 24 and 21, Matthew 24 and 21, it says, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be. So we're in a day of tribulation, and it don't just say tribulation, it said great tribulation. What part of that people don't understand? What they don't understand, because they're caught in darkness, and the darkness is a part of really who you are in your flesh. You so caught up in the world. That's where the world resides, in your flesh. You see, if you don't have the spirit of the Most High in you, you have that world in your flesh. You think like the world, you feel like the world, you walk like the world, you talk like the world, you act like the world. It's in you. Okay? You know, so when it's telling us, and then you go to 2 Timothy chapter 3, it's telling you about perilous time, and people are walking in this day. They're supposed to be like no other. Like it's a cakewalk, and everybody getting a sampling the cakes. It's just a walk. Let me take this cake. Oh, it's good. Oh, it's good. I like this better. This is what I see from the level of the wilderness, and that means on the spiritual realm. People are walking. No, it's on the spiritual, but I understand it in the flesh that this is darkness, because I see it in the spirit, but I understand it not just in the spirit, but I understand it in the flesh. Me even understanding how right has been turned to wrong and wrong has been turned to right. He mentioned that in the water this morning when he told me accept the plan. I know all about that, Deborah. I know right is listed in this world as wrong, and wrong is listed in this world as right. And guess what, baby? There's nothing you can do about it. Accept the plan, Deborah. Father, accept the plan. Yeah, Deborah. Accept the plan, baby. The plan is that the world and those who are in the world and is of the world is going to walk in heavy darkness. They're going to see wrong, right, wrong. Nothing you say as far as pulling up light is going to open their eyes to their sight. Let me say that again. Nothing you see and you teach and you preach is going to open their eyes to any light. They're not going to see. They're not going to. When you have sat in darkness this length of time, when I say this length of time, don't estimate it. Don't play with that. Don't play with that. Because you got people pulling up just now coming to the knowledge. They still sitting in darkness, but they still calling it light. And they've been in it for a year, and they still call it light. You see? But yet they're sitting in darkness, calling it light. And this is what he brought up in the water as far as accepting the plan. You're going to see that, baby. That's all all the Father want me to understand. Just because I'm greater in you in the spirit realm, Don't think that you ain't gonna see all it bent up and it's bent up from the floor up in the flesh. You're gonna see it all for what it is because you warned it and seen it in the spirit, Deborah. You are exposed to accept, not accept it the way that it is in the flesh. Why? Because you saw it in the spirit. We answer to the spirit, not the flesh. I do. I don't answer to the flesh. I don't look at the flesh and take the flesh at face value as it all that and some. No, I go to the spirit realm. Someone asked me last night about wrong and right. I was explaining to them that after he created everything on the earth, he saw that it was good. He put them trees in them garden. He didn't have to put the tree of good and evil. And that person said, but he put a tree that was good. I said, no, it was good to doing evil. And that person said, oh my goodness, I never saw it like that. I know you don't see it like that. Today is the day he gonna pull up that light out of that darkness. You either see it or you don't. You think he worried about it? No. This is what I have to accept. If I'm not worried about it, Sister Deborah, don't you be worried about it. You see? Accept the plan. She's trying to figure out, the young lady was trying to figure out what, I never would have thought of it like that. I said, I know you wouldn't. Because they never taught the people there's two goods on the earth. There's a good of the spirit and there's a good of the flesh. See, that people don't know that. Because they messed it up in Genesis, because the Roman Catholics and the Jesuits who created religion all over the world. You think you're doing something because you Islam. You think you're doing something because you the Masons, or you think you're doing something because you Jehovah's Witness. All this, you think you're doing something because you all these other different religions. You ain't doing a rat's behind, but following behind the darkness that created all these fake lights, and you running your tail behind them, thinking you doing something. Well, I believe it is. I believe you entitled to believe whatever you want to believe in your flesh, because what's in your flesh is in your spirit, and what's going to be judged is your spirit based on what you portrayed in your flesh. It identified your spirit that came down here before the foundation of the world. Accept the plan, Deborah. And when I see people conducting themselves, like I said, this so-called lady that's an apostle, she was talking on YouTube, and she was saying she was an apostle, and she was just saying things, and I was like, when she said something, I can't even, I guess you want me to hold back on that, because she said something and I was like, you all the way off now. I know you all the way off. See, I was going to give her at least 5%, maybe 3%, maybe 2. No, I better give her 1. But when she said that, that knocked everything she could ever be, or even look to be, or might be, to me, because she was so far off. But this is what today is, worse than any other day. And you all don't ever take the word day, day, as a time just like the natural would take it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You better back that thing up and level that thing down, y'all. And understand that's on the dark side. That's on that flesh side. Understand that day. Go into your instruction book, not your your instruction book. Is it instruction? Study guide, which is the Bible. And you hear them from Genesis to Revelation talking about in that day. They talking about this day we in right now, that they'll never live to be in. But I heard the disciples sitting on Mount Olive talking to Yeshua, which the world called Jesus, and asking him what would be what it be like in the day of the end. Why is this your business, disciples? You ain't gonna be here. But you see how they was curious? And y'all sitting y'all tails down here in that day that they was curious about, walking y'all tails with these people, worshiping and serving all these positions. And here the 12 disciples sitting on top of Mount Olive, a private place, with the world called Jesus Christ, but Yeshua HaMashiach, asking him, What will be the end time in the day, in that day, the end time? Wait a minute. How are you going to ask about something that you ain't going to be here for? See, it never dawned on the pastors, the bishop, the priest, the pope. They all line up together. The so-called prophets and the so-called prophetess, and they run around here talking about they're an apostle. See, they don't. How could you be all these administrative positions except the plan, Deborah? Anything darkness gonna pull up on light and claim it to be it. And that's going to be it for the world, because the world going to accept anything that's dark. And the people they're in, they just a vessel to lead the people through the gate. It's broad. That's all they there to bring. Deborah, they there to lead the people through the broad gate. What's wrong, baby? Accept the plan. Don't buckle up to it. Speak the light in it and keep it going. The spirits of people today is so far off the chain. I mean for real, y'all, like really off the chain. They don't know if they're going or coming. They just think, hey, I'm gonna get there. I know I'm gonna get there. How you gonna get there? And I'm here today telling you in this end day, which called the day of tribulation and perilous time, the day of judgment, the day of lawlessness, the day of the wrath of the Most High. And y'all running around here playing in it like it's your birthday. Oh, it's your anniversary. It's your time to party. It is not time to be sad. It is not time to be upset, or it's not time to be feeling bad. It's the time to be getting glad. Why? Because the light is showing up. And if the light show up too bright, it's coming for what it is. It's what belonged to it. See, y'all didn't know that, did you? See, y'all didn't know that. And see, what they else they don't know, they don't understand that light is also carrying that power. And that's why that power is throwing down, up and down in the darkness, and y'all can't even see it. Who you think throwing up and throwing down on this earth? You think that's the darkness having this way? No, y'all. Satan had already deceived the whole world, y'all. I know y'all been up and been down. I know your pastor and your prophet and your apostle and your priest and your teacher and your minister and your Maureen and your seer and your watchman has already informed you. This is the day of prospering. This is the day to party. But they ain't telling you this is the day to see the light pulling out of darkness. Oh, no, they ain't going to teach you that, because they ain't about to pull up no light in the midst of your darkness. That's why they ain't going to tell you. They ain't going to tell you they dropped the ball way back in Genesis. I say Genesis, but I'm going to tell you the truth of the whole matter, except the plan, Deborah, tell them, in the beginning. We think we got the baton and running. We think we got the beginning to the end. You ain't got nothing but darkness, baby. That's the only thing been leading you and guiding you. Because once that Holy Spirit lives in you, you'll realize that you've been living the lie all this time. But right now, I, Sister Deborah, a prophetess in the wilderness, will say to you, it's over. It is not time where the Spirit of the Most High is about to bring down anything to make the crooked straight. He's not finna send you another Messiah. No, he ain't. I know people run around here talking about these European or rapture. How he gonna rapture you up and you've been the darkest thing on the face of the earth that has led the darkness here on the earth to be the level of its darkness. But yet you thinking he rapturing you up? What he gonna rapture you up to and for? You see, you all, there's no such thing as the rapture, okay? The Roman Catholic and the Jesuits who started college education, elementary, preschool, high school, colleges, science, all religion. They created all of this. They created all of this. But you would never hear. You take this instruction book, not the study guide, and you will never hear of a religion. So why you got your tail down here? You will never hear of a religion. So why do you have your tail down here claiming a religion? Why is all these religions here? Because the Roman Catholic, which is on the four corners, which rules, y'all didn't know that. Why y'all didn't know it is because when they created Christians, they also, I don't know if you all knew this, during Paul time, after he passed away, and from that time on, everybody was claiming as a Christian. I don't even think they were claiming as a Christian. I believe that they were claiming as Paul was. But the Roman Catholic nailed the word Christian onto it, and this is what you're serving. Let me tell you why. I was living in Georgia, and I had a thrift store. And this woman that was an attorney, she had been an attorney for I think like 45 years, and her husband was also an attorney. He had been it longer than that. She was a black woman who had married this European man. He had died, and she had a boutique across the street from my thrift store. And she came over, and we were just talking, and she said, "Are you a Christian?" And at that moment, I said to her, "Yes." That was like what, 20 years ago. I just said, "Yes, I'm a Christian." You know, I got a tail whooping that night, and it sure felt good. Oh, it felt good. It felt good. I got a tail whooping from the Ruach HaKodesh. I'm in the bed asleep. Spirit said, "Deborah, who told you was a Christian?" I got up. I said, "Who told you was a Christian?" I said to him, I was honest, y'all. Nobody. He said, "But why are you claiming to be a Christian? You ain't no Christian. You ain't no Christian." See how the Ruach had to straighten me up? Oh, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. But can I teach that word? I can still teach that word, because greater was him that's in me than he that's in the world. He was always, as a little girl, 4 years old, teaching me something. So when he approached me and said that to me in my spirit, he said, "Don't ever tell anybody you are not a Christian." And yes, I had several so-called people who had churches and pastors, especially this one woman called herself being all the positions. I'm an apostle, prophet, I'm a prophetess, I'm a this, I'm a that. Why are you here? When I come back and talk to you, whenever you open, my husband had called me and told me she had pulled up. And he said, "This lady, she dressed nice, she in a nice car." He said, "I don't know what she want." I told her we closing. And she said, "I'm looking for the lady that owns this store." He said, she'll be here in a few minutes, but we're closed. And she said, "Okay, I'll wait out here." Y'all know what? I pulled up, that lady was sitting out there waiting. What's the problem? What's the problem? Yeah, hey, my name is, first she said, apostle, prophet, pastor. That's what she said. She named all them titles. And she said, I have a church. My church name is so and so, so and so. I said, "Okay. Good evening. My name is Sister Deborah." She said, "I see that you closed, so I'll be back a day that you're open." I said, "Okay, do that. Just do that." But you know what the sad thing about it, y'all? That lady did not want nothing. She was coming to check out who this lady is that she's been hearing about in her church. Who this prophet is in this building. You guys, I got another tail whooping from the Most High, y'all. I call it a tail whooping because why? I should have been able to discern it. And I kind of did, but I didn't discern it like I should have to the fullness. Because that night I said to the Father, "Why would you bring her and not warn me?" Because you guys, the Father will pull up on me in a second, in a split moment. Hey, if you finna have a car accident, bam, you're going to have a car accident round about this time. He don't set a time like our time. He'll say round about noon or round about midnight, or in the midnight represent daughter. You see, and one time he told me that, and I mean, that man came and totaled the car, the only car I have ever had that was a new car. Which wasn't a new car, it was a decent car. So what? That's a new car to me if it's decent. But what he did is he told me when something was going to happen, he'll let me know, and then he'll it's a ball of fire come in me all that day until it happened. But I'm wondering what that ball of fire when that woman pulled up on me. He said, Deborah, she's coming back. That's what the Father said. She's coming back. But you say this here. The Father told me to ask her, who is she? And to inform her, where's your power? That woman looked at me like she saw a ghost. When she saw me, she said, she came back in with her daughter, and her daughter did back exactly what she was looking for. And this is like a month later, this woman walked in that place. And she came back just like the Father said. And I said, I got to tell you what the Father told me to ask you. You said you're an apostle, you're a prophetess, and you're a pastor. Now the Father told me to ask you, where is your power? You all that, where is your power? Where is your power? That lady gave me the look, and it wasn't, y'all, it wasn't a mean look. It was a look that, hey, I shouldn't have never walked on this woman. I shouldn't have never came in on her. She gave me her card, and I gave her my little thrift store card. Her daughter bought, her daughter was no more like 8, got what she wanted out of the thrift store, and they left. She couldn't even answer that. But guess what, y'all? A couple of months later, that lady called me from that thrift store number. She called me, and she went on to say, I'm this, the lady that you talked to, that you said that God said, ask her, where's her power? I said, yeah, I remember you. I remember you. She said, yeah. She said, but in Atlanta, we having a women's convention, okay? And I would like you to be the speaker. I say, oh, that's so nice of you. I would treat people good, y'all. I do. I treat people good, but I don't play. I treat people good, but I don't play. Okay? And this lady said, we want you to be a speaker, not the speaker, but be a speaker. I said, I'm sorry, I can't accept. So nice. First, I told her it was so nice of her, so sweet for her to even still remember me. She said, I said, because I couldn't come to your convention, women's convention, and be a speaker. And then she asked me, but why? You know, like that's something every Black woman would have wanted to be. That's y'all, Black women. First thing I let her know. Because I would have to shut the whole convention down. I would. She said, well, what do you mean? I say, because my whole topic that I will speak on is I am not a Christian. She said, Miss Brown, you're not a Christian? I am not a Christian. And that will be my topic. I am not a Christian. That lady was like, you're not a Christian? No, I'm not a Christian. And I felt so good. The rule, I said, don't ever tell nobody you're a Christian. Oh, I feel so good. I feel so good. I am not a Christian. I felt good about it. And when she began to say, what religion are you? I said, I'm not, I don't have a religion. She said, well, I don't understand. I said, let me break it down to you a little something. See, greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. He waited for you to be obedient so he can pull up. And you think he didn't pull up? I broke that thing down to that lady. You know what she said? She said, ma'am, in all my life, I ain't never heard nobody tell it like that and break it down. I said, greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. If you let him be who he is in you, he'll bring the best out of you. But when you run around here thinking you all that and some, I got the keys to the kingdom, I got the ticket to the Mount Zion, you go on to Mount Zion, you go on to the kingdom. You're going to meet up with your maker. And I can guarantee you, the kingdom won't be yours. Mm. And she's oh, this lady, she sounds so broken, but the type of broken is when I broke it down to her, and y'all, she accepted it like it was. And then when she said, I have never in my life ever heard anyone to break it down like that. You see what I'm saying? You all are out here living a lie, and you're happy about it. You're glorifying your life and your living, and don't even understand the plan. But like the Father said, Deborah, you accept the plan. Just like he told the disciples, y'all want to know what the end gonna be, and y'all ain't gonna be here. Let me back you up and land y'all tails down right here and now. Do you think they got it? They got it. That's why people's trying to kill them. They got it. But let me give you something that they might not have gotten. Let me break that down. When he was telling them, when they asked him what would be the end time, what would it be like for the end days, in that end day? First thing he didn't do, he didn't tell them what the end day would be like. Because Yeshua HaMashiach was saying exactly what I was saying once I read that. I said, what is y'all? It ain't none of y'all business. Y'all ain't gonna be here. Here I am in it, and y'all sitting here talking about what it's gonna be. You ain't gonna live to be in it. Why do you want to know what it's gonna be like? But then when Yeshua HaMashiach pulled up, he said, first and foremost, let me tell y'all something. Be not deceived. Be not deceived. Guess what? That's what today is basically about. Today that we are in is the highest level of deception. It is the level of being deceived that everybody is walking in. So that's why he told them the key to the end is the key to your end. Don't be deceived in your day, because that's the number one key thing that's going to be in this day is deception. And I, Sister Deborah, as a prophetess in the wilderness, I see that thing in the spirit, and I know that thing in the flesh. Deborah, accept the plan. Accept the things that I didn't create you to even look like, or to think like, or to feel like you can change. Accept the plan. I know the plan is a plan of my will, but accept it in a way where you know you can't change it. Not a word you can teach, not a word you can preach, not a word you can say. You can't show them in no scriptures. Scriptures can't save these people. Ooh, did you go there, Deborah? I think I did. Scriptures ain't gonna save you all. All the lost books and all the found books ain't gonna save you. Enoch ain't gonna save you. Torah ain't gonna save you. None of them come here to redeem you. So what makes you think that which has not come here to redeem you can save you? You didn't know that, did you? You didn't know that, did you? See, what people don't understand, either he gonna be in you and greater in you while he in you than anything on the outside of you, or either anything on the outside can be greater in you. So you go and read all these books when Solomon told you many books is a worse to the flesh, and it is, because you get lost in all these books, all these different interpretations, and fail to realize who wrote the books. Ain't no book, ain't no Bible told you that this book, this Bible, ain't no Bible. This Bible, King James 16, King James 17, 18, and 19, New Edition, New King James Version, New Edition, New Translation, New Interpretation. Ain't no Enoch, no Torah, no lost books, no found books can redeem you. Why? Because none of it is the word. You lost it long time ago. Go, Deborah. Accept the plan. All right, Father, yeah, I get it. Accept the plan that they lost it, dropped the ball in the beginning. They dropped it even with Adam and Eve. Because right here today, these people so blind, they still calling Eve the one that was tempted and not understand it was always Adam from the beginning. And it was not as much as who was tempted, even in their stupidity. It was more so who put the two trees there anyway. They never told it to you, did they? They never told it to you, did they? Because you're running up in the rectum of the flesh of men and women, trying to get spirit and truth, trying to gain light. You'll never gain light nor spirit and truth up in the rectum of the flesh of man and the rectum of a flesh of woman. Spirit and truth don't bow down like you do. Spirit and truth ain't gonna sit even by itself. It's gonna make sure it have the light with it. And it ain't gonna be up in no rectum of no man nor no rectum of no woman. Hello, you're dealing with the flesh, baby. All these teachers and preachers and pastors and bishops, pope and priests, look at their lifestyle. And you got y'all tails around here thinking they worshiping a true creator. He is not in the rectum to be found. Oh, wow, you gone there, ain't you? I'm going all the way. And hello, how you like me now? Unsubscribe. I have no problem. I'm a student of the Ruach HaKodesh and not a student of the flesh of men and women. I'm here to serve the Most High God. I'm here to speak spirit and truth. Many of you, 99.9, never heard that in the end days, those that are of the spirit and truth shall come. And they're not coming to play patty cake, baker man with you. They come to speak boldness in the level of who the Father, the Creator, all power, and the Word is, was, and shall always be. He's sitting up in the Gospel of John. He's sitting up here telling you all that, okay, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word is God, and it was with him in the beginning. Well, why is these stupidity people on this earth believing these popes and these priests, the highest level of pedophiles? They rather hear from them. They rather go, and then you wonder why it's triggered down to all these churches. Anytime the head is messed up, it go all the way down to the floor. Oh, yeah. From up on down. And when you don't find Yah in there, one of them, in spirit and truth, you don't find him as the Word. You don't find him as all power. But you find from the Pope to the priest, to the apostles, to the prophets, to the prophetess, to the pastors. Look out on down the line where the pastors fall. But in this country, they have all the pastors sitting up on pulpits. And they're supposed to be the bottom feet. What you mean the bottom feet? They're supposed to be those over them. Anything that the Creator created to be right, the world took it with the Roman Catholic and the Jesuits who started all religion and made it left. He say up, they say down. He say hot, they say cold. Why? They're working on the dark side to help Satan deceive the whole world. Let me give y'all a little something. Have you ever heard where one is going to give their power to another? Well, how is it one going to give their power to another? Because the one that's giving his power is limited. Their time is up. So they're going to swing that evil power. Not the type of power you think that rules over the Father. It's the type of power. Let me tell y'all one thing. It's the power that's still over the power. Woo! There's a power still over the power. So this one that's going to come to give the other the power, notice it transferred the power to a flesh of a man. This is because Satan cannot, it's still limited. What do you mean, Deborah? Make it make sense. See, people, that's why I don't have no beef with Satan. Because Satan ain't got no beef with my Father. I know y'all didn't know that, did you? He know he don't play. He know my Father don't play. What you mean, Deborah? When the Father called me with the holy calling, before the foundation of the world, he knew me. He called me with the holy calling to work as his servant on the earth as a prophetess. He didn't call me with a holy calling to call me to be a sister or a mother or an aunt or a grandmother. No, you got to bypass all that. Get all that out your way. Get all that out your way. Go to the spiritual realm first and foremost, because that exists before anything. Before a mother, before a sister, before a daughter, before a grandmother. That existed before anything. So therefore, he called me with that holy calling as a prophetess. And he sent me down here to serve him, meaning I have to walk in behind his spirit while he lived in my spirit. How about that? How about that? I have to walk in behind his spirit as he lived in my spirit. Just because he lived in my spirit don't mean I get ahead of his spirit. No, get your tail behind his spirit. That's how you walk in his spirit, because you get your tails behind his spirit, all right? While he lived in your spirit and you become one. You got to know your place. So I look at it, I say, okay, the more he teaches me about Satan, I realize that Satan is like the sun, the moon, the stars, the ocean. They obey him. That's why I be messed up. I'm down here as a prophet in the wilderness. Let me say that again. I'm a prophetess in the wilderness. I have nothing to lose. My life is not my living. My life ain't worth nothing to lose. I've been a servant since I was 4 years old. So what am I going to lose on this earth? So here it is. I know that he called me with a holy calling, but he didn't call me on the earth, y'all. He called me with this position in the kingdom. So if he called me in the position in the kingdom and he sent me to the earth, you get it? So therefore, I was called by a holy calling, because you can be called by a dark calling. He's the potter of the clay. One honor, one dishonor. He knows what he's doing in the kingdom. He knows what he does. That's why he has the beginning and the end in his hand and not in yours. That's why he has the beginning and the end in his hand and not in yours. Whenever you can cause to really have the power over life and death, you can cause people to die in their sleep and wake up, and people to die in their sleep and people to wake up in their sleep. You can cause all this stuff that they've been trying to poison everybody in this country. Who you think woke you up this morning? Stupid people. Oh, look it up. In your King James Version, it tells you about stupid people. You think all this poisoning that they've been doing since a long time, y'all, in everything you eating and every food you eating, medication that they give you, all this, who do you think kept you? Who kept you in your clothes, you in your right mind, even when they was giving you stuff to take your mind away? Look at all these health problems out here now. This is due to all the stuff they've been giving, but they were thinking it'll kill you early instead of killing you late. But who had the upper hand over life and death? Hold up. They missed it, Deborah. You don't have the power to rule this world. Satan never had that. Y'all been lying. But what I learned is, let me tell you what I learned in the wilderness, Deborah. They quick to say Satan made him do it. The demons, the devil. They gave him more glory, more honor than they did the Father. Because they didn't have the sense enough to know that the power was never given. Satan didn't have the power to do the things that we keep saying he's doing. Because if Satan had the power to do everything and to get us to do everything that we're doing, then therefore when we stand up beside the Most High, Satan should be right there on the left side. And all we need to say is Satan made us do it. But he's letting us know that when we stand before him, It's you already written where you're supposed to be before the foundation of the world. So that tells you Satan couldn't have did nothing to you if you came down here in darkness. See, they didn't know because the pastor, the bishop, the priest, the pope, the evangelist, the prophet, the prophetess, the Moorings, the seers, the watchmen didn't teach them that the plan was before anything existed on the earth. Everything was already written. They didn't understand what the Son of Man was saying to the spirit of Satan tempting him. He kept telling him, it is already written. It's already written. He was telling y'all, crazy people, that everything on this earth has been written in the kingdom. The way it should go, the way it must go, and its way it's going. So if you want to check with what you're going through on this end, if you had a relationship with him that created that end, he can give it to you and make you have a clear mind. Not depression, not stress. Yo, everybody gets stressed, but that depression comes after the spirit. It bypasses your natural. It goes straight after your spirit mind. And once that depression gets your spirit mind, you're going to be lost for a little while. That's why it's important to have the Holy Spirit. And the Holy Spirit you can't have if he don't want to have you. See, that's a word a lot. You claim it and name it all you want. But this Ruach HaKodesh, which is the Holy Spirit, it lives in you to show up and show out. Not on the outside of you showing up and show out, because you got it in your mind that you have it. So with Satan, I look at him as, I look at myself. I was called with a holy calling from the kingdom. I'm not what I am on the earth because that's what I am. I am what I am have created me to be. He can do that. He's the I am that I am. He can be whatever he want to be, when he want to be, how he want to be, and the way he want to be. And he can make me likewise. He got me down here being a mother, a grandmother, a sister, a daughter. I am all those titles. All those titles. But what's greater than all those titles is the I am that's living in me. And that is the Ruach HaKodesh. That is the Holy Spirit that lives down in me, that keeps me, that hides me from the world. And when I say from the world, I ain't talking about all this chaos that's going on. In me is the secret place where man can strip this body, kill this body, but that spirit is already sealed to go return and to be redeemed back to the bosom of which it come from. So I'm going to give my Father right this minute before I get out of here. I'm going to show you the level of who he is. Satan was given his position like I was given mine. He told you all that he comes down to deceive the whole world. So he have done that. You speaking to us prophetess in the wilderness. I'm not a living, I'm not a dead prophet. I'm not a dead prophet. I'm not a dead prophet. I'm a living prophet. Living in this worrisome time ever. With you. Telling you that Satan has fulfilled his purpose on the earth. So now it's time to cut up from the floor. That means the Most High Yah has ended his position. Is he still here? Yes. He's here in the spirit. And because you all are out here battling with each other in the flesh, you fail to realize the real war is not over in Russia and China and what Donald Trump is doing. The real war is the spiritual battle. That's the battle none of y'all tried to defeat because you're in the dark with the battle. And you're calling it not darkness, not a battle, but I hate this person, I hate this person. You hate in the flesh. Pull up with the battle in the spirit. What you really should be hating, but you can't because you're in too much darkness. So Satan has fulfilled his mission. I, Sister Deborah, would say that I have fulfilled my mission, but I can't say it in a way in the spirit because Yah still has me here. I have much to do. I have much to say. For he wants light to be spoken out of darkness. I have taught many things, you guys, many things about spirit and truth and the light, from Genesis even to this point where we're at today. I have taught things that you will never, ever, ever hear in no one's church, no pastor, no pope, no bishop. Now, Satan's ace knows about everything that's going on. You see, they are of the darkness. They see all the things that's going on in the darkness, and they loving it. Why? Because they've been doing it for so long. And there's people, human beings on the earth. You are the one that has given them the power, the strength to be able to go as far as building CERN, what is it? IA, I-RAY, whatever they call it, and all this other stuff that they have designed. You all did that. You all played the role in it. And that's why I think this, I'm sitting here and I'll be like, when I wake up and the Father visits me today and said, Deborah, accept the plan. It's because you got to accept the things that people still today too ignorant to see. This country is doomed. They don't see, the people don't see Donald Trump them plan is they have to, the elites, the one who have been ruling the world, like a lot of people I used to tell, I never voted but one time in my life. Because the Spirit told me all the time. It's an underground selection. They pull who they want to pull up. They make you see what you want to see. They make you think what you want to think. They make you feel what you want to feel. They now know how to totally control you. They know already. So if they already got the key to control you, that means it's over. And guess what? The kingdom suffer it to be. It's over. So all this clowning, clown on. Just get your tail over in the broad gate where you need to continue to clown. You're following all these people on these platforms and they ain't giving you nothing but lies. They ain't giving, see what people didn't know in this midnight hour, you need food for your spirit, not food for your flesh. You had enough food for that. You ate so much poison and you ate so much, you done so much worldly things. You got so many spirits in you. Proverbs 16 and verse 2. In a man's eyes is clean. That means in his flesh, he all clean. I ain't done nothing. I'm this. And then you hear it says, but the kingdom gonna judge the spirits in you. You know how men be talking about every time a woman lay down with different men, she got his spirit in it. No. You beyond low. Because the spirit of the Most High will let you know. Any spirit you entertain that does not represent him, those are spirits that detaching themselves to you. Hello! Go back to Genesis and see how you dropped the ball. You told the world that the Father was masculine. No, baby. The Father, the creator of it all, could not have created and would not have created a woman and a man of his image if he didn't know what he was creating, male and female. He knew it was coming from somewhere because that is his image, a spirit that's masculine and feminine. That's why he turned around and called Mother Earth. He called his own tribes a woman. Come on now. Come on now. You hear it's so many things he's talking to you. And then you get all these Bibles and these books, and you get all these books that call themselves a Bible. Even the King James 16, King James Bible, it'll tell you when you look up the words in Hebrew or whatever, it tell you if it's a feminine word or a masculine. Wait a minute, hold up, Father, where they going with that? They're going somewhere in darkness with it, Deborah. They ain't gonna tell the truth of who I am. He knew what he was creating when he created a woman, a female, and a male in his image. His image is a spirit, and his spirit image carries masculine and feminine. They dropped the ball way back when he said, let us. Let us is his power, y'all. You can't create a rat's behind. No angel can create a rat's behind. No son of man, no son of man, no son of man, no son of man can create. He was speaking of himself, his power. We reject him in his three entities. He is the word. We lied. The word was a book. He is all power. We took his power out of his what? His right hand, his stretched out arm. Woo, no, you didn't go there. I went all the way. How you like, man, now. And we took his spirit and made it what we wanted to make it. After he stood in Genesis chapter 1 and called out, let. Who do you tell? If I got a cup here, I tell myself, my brain, to let me pick up this cup. Now let me drink it. He was speaking to his right hand all the time, his power. He even created his only begotten. Oh, I love that. Because when you hear begotten, his only, when do the creator have an only? Unless he's speaking of himself. Oh, Deborah, they don't know what you talking about. I better get off of that. I'm taking them too deep, Father. But back to Satan right quick before I get off of here. Satan, you hear it throughout the times in the end how Satan gonna give his power. Don't forget, he's giving it to an entity, which is flesh. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of you all don't understand. He's trading his flesh out of him into this. Why? Because the Father gave him a limited amount of power. Who gave him that? The Father. Who is the Father? The Creator. Wow. He did, yeah. He gave him something to work with. See, y'all don't know how just and upright the Father is. Why would the Father do that? It's because this is his will, not yours. This is his will, not Satan. He ruled this. When he say he's the beginning and the end, he means I'm the beginning and the end and anything in between. How you like him now? I know you done made it about you. He's the beginning and the end, but you first have to understand who he was in the beginning before you even understand who he is in the end. Because you don't. And if the Ruach don't live in you to teach you that, you lost with the cause and without. You that crooked one trying to portray you straight. You still crooked. Guess what? It's over, y'all. He ain't sending another one. You either gonna hear those who bring the mystery, his servant, which he says the prophets. And in this day and time, everybody calling himself a prophet. But a prophet can represent a teacher, a pastor, an apostle. But in Yah, he ain't calling them all out as a pastor is a prophet, an apostle is a prophet. That's the world. The world called everybody a prophet. And that's to throw everybody away from the true prophets of the Most High Yah. It's done good, pretty good too. Because right now, people thinking they pastor is a prophet. They think they bishop is a prophet. You see, not understanding what a prophet is. There's two kinds of prophets on the earth. Just like there are two types of people, humans on the earth. There's spiritual and there's flesh human. Meaning there's people who come down here to represent the light and those who represent the darkness. You either one or the other. But it ain't your choice. It's his will that already made the choice. Satan came down here and did exactly what he's supposed to do. Deceive you. He nailed it. Because everything, when I sit back and I think how the Father allowed, I just, accept the plan, Deborah. Accept the plan. My Father is so just to where he allowed Satan to deceive the whole world at its max, at the highest. And guess what? It is finished. And then I go, well, man, Father, y'all, it's finished. Yeah, it's finished, Deborah. I ain't sending another one to make the crooked straight. Only thing left is my power. When they see my power, then them knees gonna bow, Deborah. Them tongues gonna confess. After they see my power. Outside of that, don't expect their knees to bow. Don't expect their tongue to confess. These people are where they are, where they're gonna be. They're going to live and die in what they believe. You see, Satan has deceived the whole world. Now, what Satan has, his seeds, has mastered the whole world. They have, listen to what I'm saying. They have ruled the whole world all this time. And the world's still looking at them all cockeyed like, Who doing there? They doing there. They doing there. They ain't taking this from it. They need to take everything you got. And I think what really triggered the Ruach to speak to me in the water this morning, because last night I was like, Father, this is crazy. I saw three, and it had to been more than three. It had to been more than three people speaking and breaking down how they taking people homes, breaking down how people gonna lose their homes, how people gonna get caught up thinking they got their T's crossed and their I's dotted. He said they coming for them. And I'm sitting here saying, now see, Father, I'm sitting here telling the people, here it is already. It's almost feel like, to me, it was already doing it. And I just pull up. I don't get involved in information like that. I don't have nothing. I don't got nothing, and I ain't looking for nothing. But I can tell you, everything that I've been speaking about, I was sharing it with the Father. Everything is sitting right in people's faces, and they still can't see it. He said there's a strong darkness that's on people. He said, Deborah, even if they could see it, they wouldn't pull up and tell you. And I said, I believe that, Father, because not one person has a couple of times. Matter of fact, more than a couple of times. This one female, she always coming up saying, I read this, I heard this, I seen this. But just imagine, almost past 2,000 videos, and no one comes up and say, I see, I seen that, I heard that. The Spirit revealed that to me. The Spirit showed that to me. I learned that from the Spirit. They don't say nothing. But they come on this platform and listen to you over and over and over and over, as if you sat here for them. But they just don't understand the platform is the devil's platform. He owns this platform, like he owns all of them. And if you are not for the Spirit, you are for the opposite of who the Most High is about. But they sit here, just as Judas sat at the table with the 12, with Yeshua, always in the presence when he was doing miracles, signs, and wonders. Nothing could assure this betrayer that, wait a minute, this is the real deal I'm with. This man is feeding thousands with food that wasn't here. This man is waking up the dead. This man is doing miracles, signs, and wonders. He's making the lame walk. He's making the blind see. Wait a minute now. What did John say in prison? Go to them and tell him, is he the one, or should we look for another? Because John knew that he could not decrease until the true Messiah is on the scene. See, y'all didn't understand why John was saying, go tell, ask him, is he the one? While he's in prison, he's trying to figure out, is Yeshua the one? Is Jesus the one? You know why? He knew that Jesus was in the flesh, but he knew the one that was in the spirit, which was the Son of Yah. So he's asking the Son of Man, are you the one that's holding the Son of Yah? His disciples goes to Yeshua. And Yeshua says not a word outside of tell him this. What was Yeshua doing? Miracles and signs and wondering. He was doing the power that identified the Son of Yah, which is Christ, which is Hamashiach. You see how they couldn't preach that, because if the Spirit of the Most High is not in them to teach them, that's the reason why John was in the prison, wanting to make sure it's time for him to decrease, because now the Son of Yah is on the scene. Who is he on the scene with? He's on the scene with the Son of Man, Yeshua, which is Jesus. People, you missed the power. You missed the word. You missed the Spirit of the Most High Yah. It was founded in Christ. And you over here clowning with Yeshua. I sit back and I said, Father, why they keep saying, in the name of Jesus, you be healed, or you be delivered, you be saved, in the name of Jesus? Do they understand? In that name carries no power. It only carries power if you understand that it has to have Christ, which is Hamashiach. But if you thinking you said in the name of Jesus Christ or in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, guess what? guess what? You still can't deliver. You still can't pull up with that power. You still ain't gonna wake the dead. You ain't gonna heal nobody. This is the problem you see now. Why isn't it you all are not doing everything Yeshua did, which the world called Jesus? Let's add Christ. Why ain't you still doing everything that you say yo Jesus Christ or yo Yeshua HaMashiach did? Why ain't you doing it? Where's that power? You know why? The Father is not going to give you the power if you don't have the belief. See, the belief is a brand that he brands your spirit with. That's why the Gentiles was grafted in. They grafted in through faith and belief. Well, where did they get it from? They were branded from the kingdom before the foundation of the world. You think Satan ruled? See how much authority y'all give Satan? Satan ain't doing nothing but doing what he was called to do, to come down here to deceive you. And he had fully matched. He had fully 100% successfully deceived the whole world. Now it's time for power to start pulling up. And what does that mean? Those that has the power to do the things that they are doing in the darkness, in evil, they have the strength. Where did they get the strength from? A world of people who fed their strength, who gave the darkness all the power and the strength that they need to bring this world where it's at today. Hello, welcome to your world. All right, you gave them all the power. Now, I was saying to the Father also this morning when I got out of the bed before I went into the bathroom, it's a powerful thing for them to have that type of technique, that type of technology, and that type of power in their hands. It's so powerful for you to allow them to have that. He said, Deborah, they didn't have it for so long. I said, yeah, that's the thing about it, Father, that hurts so bad. The people in this world is worse than they are. Yes, they are. Because you all have embedded in their darkness and evil and wicked and witchcraft and sorcery and pedophile. You don't even understand the level of the people in this country that supported all that. They run around here having Thanksgiving, not even understand Thanksgiving. And these Europeans in this country ain't even looked at that and see and dissect it or study it. And then the Father said, Deborah, they don't have to look at it and study it and dissect it. That level of evil is already in them. Where did it come from, Father? It was in them before the foundation of the world. So they ain't gonna see nothing but darkness, no way. Even if it wasn't a Thanksgiving, they would have built them a Thanksgiving. Even if it wasn't a Halloween, they would have built them a Halloween. Even if it wasn't a Christmas, they would have built them a Christmas, because it's in them, Deborah. It's not outside of them. It's not a tree, Deborah. It's not Easter eggs, Deborah. It's what's in them. It's in them, Deborah. You understand, baby? Stick with the plan. Accept the plan, in a sense. It's in them. Don't forget, the plan was what? Before the foundation of the world, everybody who they are came down here as they are. They just too ignorant to do the study. Now, guess who got the study? Guess who got the study? Well, those who came down as principality in high places, they taught it to the serpent seeds, teaching them the reality of the plan of the Father. They found out that, wait a minute, it's in Torah, and not in Torah, in the scrolls. Everything he's about to do is there. They already know. That's what they're preparing for. But guess what the Father said? I want them to prepare their best. I gave them everything they need to prepare their best. Because when this right hand pull up, everybody that supported all that mess, thinking it's about great old America, old Russia, all of them, they ain't seen nothing yet. They've even turned their head to the left so they won't see the right of tribulation, perilous times, lawlessness. Everything darkness create, this world embrace. I could not even tell people that ICE is set there as a trap to start the civil war. You couldn't even tell these people in here. Because why? He said before the foundation of the world, who they are is already in there. They ain't going to see a light, a pin leader of light. They're going to only see darkness. That's why I told you, in a man's eyes is clean in their own flesh. But I'm measuring those spirits. So they're showing you the level of spirits that's invested, dark spirits in these people in this country. So I, Sister Deborah, just wanted to also say to you all, it's a sad thing how people weren't able to see who they were. They were so busy seeing Satan to justify and clarify and identify that you got a lust problem. You got a murdering problem. You got a killing problem. You got a robbing problem. You got a hate problem. You got a racist problem. You got a pride problem. You got a greed problem. You got a mammon problem, because that's your God. You got all these problems, and guess what? Satan ain't got a rat's behind to do with it. That's you just lying. Because if anything that Satan is liable for, guess what? He's going to stand at the judgment seat. He ain't standing to be judged, because his mission was fulfilled. What was his mission, Deborah? To deceive the whole world and then go to hell. Hello. So where y'all at? Everybody's trying to think that Russia and China and all of them about to war as it is in Revelation. Sit your tails down. They ain't gonna war until the 1,000 years. Y'all just still bent under the lies of darkness. Satan down in the uttermost darkness, and y'all still be lying. Oh, Satan did it when he was here. Oh, Satan did it when he was here. No one's seeing that Satan's kingdom is being destroyed, where his seat and his residence is here in the United States. It's being destroyed, and Satan is being taken down. His false prophet and the Antichrist, they're going to already been taken down, but Satan himself is going down for 100 years, for 1,000 years. So who do you think that's going to be? Satan going to pull up to do what? Why is he going to be let loose? Because we need a deceiver again. Deborah, tell him, baby. Deborah, tell him we need the deceiver again. See, y'all messed up. Y'all putting Satan in places that he ain't got no business being. Y'all giving Satan all this power, and what you're doing is you're energizing the flesh of man that marvels and live off of wicked, evil, and darkness. They are the demons of Satan's seed. Flesh of men. I'm going to put it like that. Flesh of men. You can make it whatever you want to be. If they call themselves ruling it from the beginning, Father, y'all help me. If they ruled it from the beginning, stand y'all tails down, women, and let them fall at the end. Sit your tails down. This is a man's world, and they have ruled that darkness to the level of where it's at. Get your tail out the way and let the evil be evil. Let the wicked be wicked, because only one going to deal with them is the power of that right hand of the Father. Now they out here still deceiving you all, doing every wicked level thing on the face of the earth, and you all here clapping and laughing and having a Wayne Dane doodle time with them, and it's okay, because your seed, your spiritual seed that came down here, guess what? It's either for them, for the dark, or it's for the light. And that's the reason why you're supporting them, and the reason why even those who say in Greater America, mega, those are dark seeds, y'all. So why are you trying to park your tail over there unless you are dark seeds? So you about right. You about right. Ain't nobody finna throw down God and Magog and all of them. It's not that time. But it is time for the land to be torn up. So Gaza, Israel, you know what's coming. You know what time. You know what time it is. You know the Father got it in his will to throw down and throw down you. You know he got it. That's what's happening. That's what you're gonna see. The Euphrates River. Them bad boys coming up out of there. He almost, it's really deep for me, because the Father ain't using the earth to destroy the wicked on the earth. The Father's going down to the bottomless pit and pulling them up to destroy those. Oh, Father, yeah, I like how you rumble on the face of the earth. I like that, y'all. No one ever give him the glory and the praises and how he's doing this. And these ignorant people sitting here, God and Magog, they destroy Russia and all of them finna be the war. Sit y'all stupid tails down. Just like I hear a lot of the churches, oh, it's the rapture. Where are you going to get raptured to? Hell? How about that? How you like me now? Because you can't leave hell where you're at to go to anything else but hell, even worse. So if you're thinking you're leaving the earth and going somewhere, only place it could be is the uttermost darkness, where the fire is ready for you. You ain't going nowhere else. You can't have all this hell on earth and thinking you going to a kingdom. What are you going to rapture you for? You got hate, racist. You got murder. You got robbing and stealing and killing. You got destroying the poor and taking from the poor and the hungry and the needy. You got the widows and the orphanage. And you run around here and you're sitting around taking the orphanage and you're using them as pedophiles. You're sex trafficking them and you're taking their organs. And who in the rest behind don't see that in this earth? The people who's sicker than they are. The reason why you don't see it because you as sick as they are. The reason why you don't hear nobody talking about it, you ain't gonna hear these preachers preach that. Because they sold their souls over to the not 401k, the 501. They sold into it, y'all. They signed the dotted line. I'm in it with y'all. And I'm sitting here saying to the Father, but the old sick world gonna tax me for everything somebody even donated me. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. But come on, baby, stick with me now. Stick with the plan. Accept the plan, baby. It's okay. You know I got this. I said, yeah, but that's so, and I saw that as so wrong. Oh, I saw that as so wrong. Because even in it all, they still is only do evil all the way to the end. They're going to take from the light as much as they possibly can to keep the light from not having. But they didn't understand there's always a ram the light has in the bush. They send here this world, this country, everybody. I'm not speaking to somebody who think that they holier than thou. They know they in the heaven. They got the ruach. They ain't got nothing. 99.9 claim that they got the Holy Spirit. If you had the Holy Spirit and the Holy Spirit spoke to you and said, this here is my servant, support it. And you turn around and you do the opposite, you with the opposite. You ain't with no Holy Spirit, because you know what? I have to be the devil himself for you to turn me down. Okay? So you see, you got to stick with the darkness and do what the darkness tell you in your mind, in your heart, and who you are. See, people don't believe you are who heaven's already created you. Your negative thoughts, your negative pride, your negative greed, your negative personality is already a part of who you are. And it's nothing you can do about it. You who heaven's created you to be. If the lamb was slaughtered before the foundation of the world, what does that tell you? What will that tell you? That it was finished before the foundation of the world, who you are. The lamb was slaughtered to redeem those that was in the kingdom written in the Lamb book of life, to bring them back to the Father, to redeem them back. Not those that's written in the lake of hell. You see how this is what makes me, okay, go back, Deborah, go back. Accept the plan. Okay, Father. How is it that the people can be redeemed if you was written already in the book before you got down here? So what are you going to be redeemed to? Hell? You think the broad gate turned into the narrow gate for you? Now, all the words that I speak, guess what it's supposed to be, y'all? Everything you hear this sister speak and you hear this sister say, guess what? All it is for the light. It's spirit and truth. It's not for people who sit in darkness. It's for people who love the marvelous light of the Most High Yah, and their spirit loves the food. And just because you stand in the midst of it don't mean you love it. Judah rumbled with Yeshua. The betrayer rumbled with Yeshua from the beginning and the end. But what was his end game? That's like many. They'll rumble with you from the beginning and the end, but they got an end game, y'all. And they'll take what you say to a certain extent. But when you tell them they are the dark seed, they're going to still try to remain there, portraying to be the light. Just as Judas. Why was the betrayer still hanging in there all the way to that point in time? Why? Because he had a mission from the kingdom. Hello. Hello. You didn't know that, did you? Yeah. The betrayer sat with him all the way because his mission wasn't from the earth. It was from the kingdom before the foundation of the world. Where what? He was written to betray the Messiah. Hello. See, y'all think y'all run it down here. Y'all think these pastors, these priests, these popes, these bishops, and the highest level of pedophiles is founded, and sex trafficking and organ trafficking falls under the number one pope, priests, Catholics, Jesuits, the fake ooze over here, this over there. Yeah, this is who rule this world. They tell who's going to be president, who's not. And ain't nothing, your vote ain't never, ever, 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 ever counted. You just out here clowning and acting a fool. And I don't see why melanated people should know that by now, because but they got a real sickness. They got a real mental comprehension. They ain't never done nothing for you. So what makes you think you in the fight? You in the vote. Your vote count. What have they ever shown you? They even son a one that ain't even black. He's not, he's Arab. That's what he looked like. He looked like Arab and maybe African. I don't even know if, yeah, he's African and Arab. I don't even believe he's white because his skin tone don't look white in Africa. His skin tone look Arab or Iranian or somewhere in the Middle East. You see? People still don't know who's who and what's what. And they still walking in darkness, but the Father said unto this prophet in the wilderness, Deborah, accept the plan. It ain't going to change, baby. It's going to be exactly what it is. It is what it is. And accept it. But you continue to speak spirit and truth and keep upholding the light in the right hand. And know that I got this. I got this very thing. Heaven and earth can pass away. And it still will remain in my right hand as it was. I know, Deborah, they didn't teach it. They won't preach it. They won't minister it. But Deborah, they're not truth. They are not righteous. They don't have my brand. Because those that have my brand speaks my brand. They speak it. They speak righteous. They speak belief. They speak faith. They speak fear. They don't have my brand, Deborah. So they don't want to speak neither nor. So I, Sister Deborah, say unto you, I hope you got something out of it, because you know what? For sure, from the flow up, I did. And I will be back hopefully at either 8 p.m. Central Time. I hope. I don't know for sure, but we'll see. And I say I appreciate each and every last one of you in the live chat. I appreciate you, and I say to you, shalom and shalom.